They're masters of publicity, so they know that this house is good for them. They say it sheds lights on their messages. They call us a sodomite rainbow house. So, they'll always say, like, we thank God for the sodomite rainbow house. We're shedding light on the only church that spreads the gospel truth or something. I think that's one of their go-to lines.
How would I describe Westboro Baptist Church? I spent 25 years of my life there, and then I left. They're not going to change. You know what a religious belief is? Yeah, it's a religious belief.
And the purpose of this house is to just kind of be a counter message to hate to the Westboro Baptist Church, to show that there's a different viewpoint.
Aaron Jackson made headlines in 2013 when he bought the house across the street from the anti-LGBTQ Westboro Baptist Church in Topeka, Kansas. He painted the house in rainbow stripes and named it Equality House. 5 years later, he's still there, running operations for his nonprofit Planting Peace and raising awareness for LGBTQ youth suicides.
When the Equality House first opened, I was like laughing my ass off, because I could just see them, they're right there. They are a presence, And I thought, oh my gosh, this is so freaking cool.
What's it like to be neighbors with the Westboro Baptist Church? You have to look at it from like two sides. There's the neighborly side of Westboro Baptist Church, me living here next to them as neighbors. And then there's the two entities, Planting Peace and Westboro Baptist Church. So as the two organizations, the two entities, we go at each other, fight on Twitter, fight in the media. Of course, we want to oppose each other from a viewpoint, and we'll always stick up, always oppose their view as long as they're promoting that hate. But to put hate back on them, that's not our style.
In 2018, Aaron plans to take things a step further. He's working to turn the Equality House into the country's first marriage equality museum.
So we get 150 visitors a day, and that was never in the playbook. When I first originally painted the house, the goal was to only be here for roughly 3 months. I thought it was going to be something that was people were only going to visit for a short period of time. But that just hasn't been the case. They just keep coming and coming and coming, and that's why we're turning the house into a marriage equality museum, to give people more of an experience once they visit here. The main focus will be like the history of marriage equality and what we've accomplished and what we still have a ways to go, not just here in the United States, but around the world in LGBT rights. So with that, we're here to stay.
The Westboro Baptist Church held its first service in 1955, but they gained national attention in 1998 when they picketed the funeral of Matthew Shepard, a gay University of Wyoming student who was murdered because of his sexual orientation. The group now claims to have picketed over 60,000 events in more than 1,000 cities, including at graduations, concerts, and military funerals, claiming America is doomed because it accepts LGBTQ people.
They're masters of publicity, so they know that this house is good for them. They say it sheds lights on their messages. They call us a sodomite rainbow house. So, they'll always say, like, we thank God for the sodomite rainbow house, we're shedding light on the only church that spreads the gospel truth or something, I think that's one of their go-to lines. It does bring exposure to the Westboro Baptist Church, and that's one of the biggest criticisms that we get. And our rebuttal to that is that, if you ignore the Westboro Baptist Church, you're ignoring their victims.
The Southern Poverty Law Center, a nonprofit dedicated to legal advocacy, has labeled the Westboro Baptist Church the most obnoxious and rabid hate group in America, and continues to monitor the group's activity. Most of its members are relatives of Westboro founder Fred Phelps. Dortha Bird is the 11th of his 13 children. She says she left the church in 1990 to escape physical and emotional abuse.
My dad was extremely self-absorbed. He was actually the voice for God, right? Everybody had to do what he said. Okay. And another thing is that about my dad is that he had a very bad temper. He would be violent. And so You never know what was going to set him off. That violence that you read in the signs and that you feel from those people who are spitting at you with their words, that came from a violent man. And this Bible has violence in it that gave this man power. Yeah, it's been 28 years, so. But we didn't have the basketball, we had a basketball court back there, but that wasn't there when I was here, and this fence here wasn't here. We did actually have that sign. Well, we had a sign with bricks. That's probably the original one. But now it always says something about fags, fag this, fag that. Or at least the few times I've seen it has. And of course the upside down American flag. Oh, hey.
How are you?
Good to see ya.
Yes.
I've heard a lot about this place.
Good to finally meet you.
Me too.
How are you doing today?
I'm hanging in there.
Yeah. How does it feel to be back?
To this block,
Yeah.
it's unnerving. It's unnerving.
This right here is the first pride flag to ever be flown at the Aquatic House. And this is the first pride flag to ever be in space.
Oh.
So we're gonna put this up on the wall. Those are LGBT people that played a significant role in history. That's Bayard Rustin. He was Martin Luther King's right-hand man. It kind of helps normalize LGBT people. If people see, like Alan Turing, he created the first computer. He helped in World War II.
Right.
It's good to know that people, especially young people, know that he was a member of the LGBT community.
Right.
This helps normalize it.
Yes, absolutely. To teach is to demonstrate, and this is just a wonderful demonstration in the exact right location,
Yeah.
obviously. So, as people get more acclimated to this way of thinking, that to live your truth is the most sacred thing you can do, and all you do if you don't live your truth is cause pain to yourself and others, why would we want them to do otherwise, right? And I hope all LGBT kids and in this community see that, forevermore, if they ever drive by the Westboro Baptist Church and see their, fags, doomsnation signs or whatever, vile signs on their marquees that they have up, forevermore they'll see the Rainbow House.